Well, hello and welcome into another edition of 8Sports Nightcap here on WRIC Plus. Nolan Knight, joined here by my partner in crime, Madelyn Frentress. Big week, Madelyn. The wait to, this game comes to a close. It's Super Bowl Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, Super Bowl 60. And of course, we got to talk about it. Not only is it the big game? Not only is everyone going to be, watching and laughing at the commercial and everything, but some folks around here are going to be pulling a little harder. We got a couple of local connections to the game this year as well. And, of course, if you don't know, running back for the Patriots, Travion Henderson, is from Hopewell, went to Hopewell High School, had an awesome high school career just a few years ago, it feels like, from what we talk about people. Obviously, we weren't here. And then Morgan Moses, who went to Meadowbrook, also the starting right tackle for the New England Patriots. So a lot of connections on the Patriots. And, of course, the game is so interesting because it's the rematch between the Tom Brady, Russell Wilson game.
Interception at the goal line.
And the amount of times that I'm sure everyone has seen that over the past few weeks is crazy. But this is the biggest game of the year, but it also marks the end officially of the football season, which is kind of sad.
I know. It's so sad. Actually, Sunday was our first day of no NFL,
nothing.
And I was like, wait, what's missing? Like, I went to the basketball games and everything. I'm like, wait, what's missing? And then I was like, oh, there's going to be no NFL after Super Bowl Sunday.
I saw a post online today that said, like, college football only 204 days away.
Oh, it seems like so long.
And it was like, man, 200's a lot. But it'll be here before we know it. But, yeah, gotta talk a little bit about this game. Obviously, I think two of the better teams this year. I think what's most interesting about the Super Bowl, this matchup this year, is that these teams kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I heard an interesting stat that this year's playoffs, 7 out of the 8 division winners weren't division winners last year. The one team that was the Eagles. They were eliminated in the first round. So it's just kind of been a different vibe, I think the Patriots were 80-1. I think the Seahawks were 100-1 to make it to the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl. And here we are. And the Seahawks all season have felt like the team that has had the best offense with the best defense. And, don't hate on the Patriots for winning the games that were on their schedule, but they kind of feel like they had this perfect Cinderella playoff run where they had, obviously didn't have to face off against Bo Nix in the championship round, and had some pretty, I don't want to say easy matchups in the first couple of rounds, but they took down, help me out here, the Chargers who struggled offensively all season, the Texans who everyone kind of thought were frauds all season, and so they've kind of found themselves in this Super Bowl game, and they're 4.5-point underdogs as well.
Yeah, and then, not to mention beating the Broncos without Bo Nix as well. So, I mean, the easy schedule thing is obviously you could point out. But again, at the end of the day, they beat, 17 in the regular season, and all these, they're NFL teams. Any team can beat any team that's why it's called Any Given Sunday. Like, I know for years we were, under the Patrick Mahomes and it's like, who's going to win. But, I mean, this season I felt like was one of the better seasons of the NFL we've had in a long time.
It really was
because of the parity that we had. Like, you went into every game of this season not knowing who was going to win. Like, when the Panthers beat the Rams in the regular season, I was like, wait, this season's actually kind of crazy. So I think, like, as just an NFL fan, it was a really great season to watch. And I think I know that people complain, like, when we said we didn't want Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, this is not what we meant. Like, when the Patriots are back in there after the Tom Brady dynasty has only been, it's only been like 5 years or however long.
Yeah, it's crazy to think it's been as long as it has been since that moment.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point there's probably going to be a Seattle 1-yard touchdown run. Like, they're going to go that 1-yard line. They're going to hand it off.
Yeah. Don't make the same mistakes twice.
Pete Carroll's long gone, but besides that.
But yeah, I think this is going to be a really good matchup. I think The quarterback situation is really interesting because Sam Darnold, it's like he's been kind of tossed around between all these different teams.
Disparaged.
He's a real Sam Darnold himself is an underdog, I feel like, even though the Seahawks are favored.
Oh, yeah.
And I just I know we have a lot of local ties to the Patriots, but like you can't root against Sam Darnold, who's just like been an underdog.
Yeah, it's an incredible
his whole
story.
life up until now.
Yeah, he was cast off by the Jets after I forget how early he was picked by the Jets, but they didn't want him. He went to Carolina, looked worse in Carolina, and then had some success with Minnesota. They elect to go with J.J. McCarthy instead of him to be their future, and then now he's found a home in
14 games in back-to-back seasons. So I mean,
and it's him that's doing it. He's looked really good. You think back to Russell Wilson when he was in Seattle, and a lot of times he was criticized for just kind of being a game manager, being in the right place, right time. That's not really the case with Sam Darnold. He's been incredible this season.
Yeah.
And granted, they have a lot of talent on that roster. Yeah, JSN's
he's
unbelievable.
He's just the best receiver in the league this year. You can't even really.
I
mean, maybe Puka, maybe, but you really, JSN, with everything where he's gotten this team, like you can point to him for a lot of, it's like their success, you can point to him, what I mean?
Their rookies have been really good as well. We kind of mentioned some of these local ties, obviously. Henderson, right out of Hopewell. Morgan Moses in his 12th year in the NFL. Talk about guys being cast off let's do a little live lookout. He's in his 12th season. And I don't want to get this wrong, but when he started, he was drafted by Washington Commanders just up the road. And he was able to really put together this awesome career. Wasn't always a starter in his career. After his rookie season, played in just 8 games for Washington. Where was he drafted? Or third round pick. Didn't see a lot of time, which is kind of rare. Then after 7 seasons with Washington, they decided to cut him. Then he goes to New York, wasn't re-signed there, or rather went and signed with Baltimore, went back to the Jets, just kind of bounced around, couldn't really find home. And then here we are a few years later, and he's the starting right tackle for a team in the Super Bowl, and they've also done it with running backs. Like Henderson's been incredible, and the fact that he's the rookie finalist for Offensive Player of the Year, being a backup, kind of tells you how much they've been able to use him. And Stevenson has found a lot of success in short yardage situations. I really think that Henderson's going to have a big game on Sunday. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I could definitely see him maybe scoring a touchdown. I can tell you how to place for bets, but he looks like a real difference maker. And he spoke with the media today. Was big part of media day. Then they've been rolling him out. It's been fun seeing him all over the place.
Yeah, and he's such a humble guy. Like that's another guy you just can't. There's no way you can root against him if you watch him speak in his interviews and everything. He's so humble. And I actually spoke to his old coach at Hopewell, Ricky Irby, today over Zoom, and he was just. The guy couldn't. He could have gone on forever of how many good things to say about TreVeyon Henderson. He was telling me this story about how when he coached TreVeyon, they did this kind of grocery store kind of. I don't know if you've ever seen football players going to the grocery store and doing a challenge where they it's like a football player and a customer, and they go and put $100 worth of items in the basket. Okay. And whoever can do it first wins a gift card or something like that. That was the challenge. And he said that TreVeyon was it was another one of his teammates and this older lady, and the teammate his teammate won, and it was just kind of, he thought it was a little bit unfair. And he said at the end of the at the end of it, he kind of lost TreVeyon. He didn't know where he went, and he came back from inside the store and was like, "Where were you at, TreVeyon?" And he was like, did you go give your gift card to that older lady?" And he was like, "Yeah, coach, she needed it more than I did."
Oh my goodness.
So just hearing that, it's whoever loses the Super Bowl, you know how they always show the confetti and it's the other team and they'll show the losing team. I'm not going to be able to watch that. I'm turning the TV off right after they throw the confetti because I'm not watching either of these teams lose because I don't want to see it.
Yeah, fellow Richmond Virginia native, Morgan Moses. He went to Meadowbrook High School. They're in the same conference, district rather, or conference. Help me out here. Dominion District, yeah. It might not be the Dominion District, but same district. Morgan Moses actually took the time to kind of give Travion Henderson some hate. I don't know.
Old rivalry's coming back to the
Madelyn hasn't
surface.
seen this yet, so let's check it out together here. Well, that's not it. Here it is.
After you done?
Yeah, sure.
Travion, how you doing, man?
Doing good. How you doing, man?
My name is Morgan Moses, the starting right tackle of the New England Patriots.
Nice to see you.
And I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Being from Hopewell, Virginia, which is right next to Richmond, Virginia, your high school is Hopewell, right?
Yeah.
And you used to play Meadowbrook Monarchs.
That's actually, I scored 5 touchdowns.
But is it true that Morgan Moses never lost to your high school when he was in high school?
Don't answer, Your Honor.
If you weren't blocking, you should answer this correctly.
He pleads the fifth on that one.
Yeah, I think Morgan got a little set back when he said I scored 5 touchdowns.
He's like, well.
He wasn't ready for that response.
He's like, okay, well, I wasn't the one that was, they didn't play at the same time. So
No,
he's like,
I'm
that's not
surprised
on
he
me.
didn't call him Monk afterwards.
But, oh my gosh, yeah. Have you
Yeah.
seen the TikToks where it's like, what year were you born? And when they start with 19, they go to like the dinosaur ages in
Yeah.
the background.
Yeah, that's Morgan
cracked
Moses
me up.
and me, but that's besides the point. Anyway,
We won't get into ages over here.
so excited for the game on Sunday. Obviously, it's one of the biggest days for sports gambling, which is legal here in the state of Virginia for the past couple of years. And I figured it'd be kind of fun for us to sit down and maybe go head to head on how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to see who does better. And we'll have some fun ones here. I'll start you off. I think Madelyn only knows like half of these, so she'll be surprised by some. All right, how about just straight up winner? Seattle or New England? Or who do you have?
I'm going to pick the favorites. I'm going to pick Seattle.
Seattle, and I'm not going to go against you. I'm going to agree with you on that one. I think Seattle has the upper edge. They have the best offense that goes with their defense. They've really played a well-rounded season of football. How about the over-under, 45.5, which seems pretty much basic. If it's 4.5, then it's like that would be what, like a 24-21 game. Over under on that one.
I'm going to take the under.
I'll go over.
I like both defenses. The Patriots defense has especially impressed me in the playoffs. I think they're getting their defense specifically is getting hot at the right time. So I like the under.
I like the over. It's Super Bowl Sunday. I want to see some touchdowns. I want to see Travion Henderson have a big night.
I get it.
How about what color will the Gatorade be that is poured on the head coach following a win? So if you got to think about it, we have Seattle, that could be lime, or if you got Patriots, could be red or blue.
Do they always go in
No, but
color
that's just
coordination?
that's just
Because I
an
kind of want to
idea.
pick a wild card and pick orange.
Orange. Okay, you're going to go orange. I'm going to go with yellow for the Seahawks,
Okay.
that neon color. How about MVP, Super Bowl MVP? Big bonus points if you get this one right.
Big bonus points. You go first. Who do you
I'll
have?
go Kenneth Walker.
Okay.
I could see, we were joking about the fact that at some point there's going to be a 1-yard touchdown run to kind of avenge that 2016 team or whatever it was. And so I think they handed off to Kenneth Walker, game-winning touchdown to go up 5.5 points.
Okay. I feel like if I'm picking the Seahawks, it has to be a Seahawk. So I'm going to not pick the same one as you, and I'm going to pick Sam Darnold.
That's probably the better choice, but I had to go wild card on us. Will there, speaking of what I was just mentioning, will there be a score on the last play of the game? That's a popular prop bet that I saw scrolling some apps today.
Ooh, I feel like the chances are not that.
No, the odds are much more in the no portion of this.
I'm going to say no on that one.
Madelyn's going to say no. I will also say no.
Yeah.
I can't let you get away with that Sam Darnold
They're
pick.
too, I don't, I'm picking the safe bets here today.
All right,
I'm feeling safe
all right,
today.
well, how about a nice 50-50? That way it's even. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails never fails. I'm going to go heads. I will fade you because I got to find some points somewhere on this board. So that's Nolan for heads, Madelyn for tails, and then my favorite that I always do at my Super Bowl parties, which animal is going to be the first animal that pops up in a commercial?
We did talk about this one a little bit beforehand, so that's why I have an answer just locked and ready. Because I'm one of those people. Like, I mean, I don't know. I watch the Super Bowl for the Super Bowl and not the commercials. But not to say that the commercials aren't great. But
all week I've been avoiding any that I've seen online.
Really?
Like on purpose. Like I'm not watching that. I know that's commercial.
So it's like spoilers for commercials.
Yeah, like they put them out early.
Okay.
But not everyone is chronically online like we are. So
Right. I'm gonna go with my favorite commercial animal off the top of my head, which is the Geico.
Geico Gecko. And I'm going to go horse. I think that covers some ground between the Budweiser horse, the Mustang.
Oh, so it doesn't have to be a specific.
No. You can think lizard.
I'll stick with mine. I'll stick with
We'll
mine.
give you lizard.
Geico Gecko.
How about, what is an amphibian?
Amphibian. Anything in the amphibian family,
Did I
I
give
get
you
credit
frogs?
for. No, we'll stick with the Geico Gecko.
No, if a lizard pops up, like if the Sobe lizard for some
Sure.
reason.
You know what? Yeah, sure.
Pops
Lizard.
up, you get that one.
Lizard.
All right, so we'll see who does better. I like your odds better, to be honest with you. I think this Kenneth Walker pick, and then let's score it on the last play of the game.
But high risk, high reward.
That's what I'm hoping for. I want to see it pop up. Nolan, the champion.
The winner of the Super Bowl picks.
It's not all fun and games, though, this week. Hard transition there.
Yeah, hard transition.
But, another big breaking news that came out this week, we'd be remiss to not talk about the groundbreaking, or I don't know if that's the right phrase to use, the very surprising news that Beth O'Boyle was let go of by VCU on Monday. Kind of came out of the blue just less than 24 hours after the Support Her game ended. The news came out that VCU was going to part ways with her, and then even more surprising, the fact that it happened so close to that game, and the fact that it happened with 7 games remaining in the season.
Yeah.
Ed McLaughlin released a statement saying that she's not coaching for the remainder of the season, and we are not going to renew her contract. And they kind of put the keys into the hands of assistant coach Crawford, and he'll coach for the rest of the year. What are your immediate thoughts?
I just thought the timing of it was a little strange, just because I know they're not having a good season. I mean, they're 8-15 right now. You can't really argue with that. They're not having a great season. But I thought the timing of it was weird because you mentioned they only have 7 games left. So my thought is, let's have her coach the rest of the season, because it's not like they're in a position to turn things around right now. So that was my thought. Like, let's just keep her she's the winningest coach in VCU women's basketball history. I believe she was like 191 and 168, something like that.
Perfect.
Winningest coach. And she's been here for 12 seasons. And I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like they kind of owed it to her to have her stick out the rest of the season. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. And, the factual things are the factual things. And that's the fact that she was let go. What's surprising to just look at it as, someone that follows the team and stuff, is the timing. It's no secret that the trend of VCU basketball is not going in the right direction, right? They really struggled last year. This year, were really hurt by injuries. They had a preseason first team all team member in Anna Maria Sari, and they were going to really rely on her. I don't know how the NIL situation works with the VCU women's basketball team, or the men's for that matter, but I would imagine they had to maybe commit some funds towards keeping her on campus, because she was definitely going to be looked at by other schools.
Yeah.
And so the fact that she gets injured, and then you lose a key piece, and then they had other injuries, and it just kind of all culminated into this moment where you have this awesome thing in downtown Richmond where 5,300 people get together to support VCU women's basketball.
It was covering this team all season, that was the biggest in the Support Her game. Obviously, there were some Richmond fans there too.
Yeah.
But VCU fans, that was the most I had seen there all season. And they, watching both games and being there for both games, they did a whole lot better this time around. They just played Richmond 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or even less than that, it feels like. And they played them so much better this time around than they did last time. Just the improvement in 2 weeks against the same team.
Yeah.
That just adds to the whole timing is kind of weird.
Yeah, I think weird is the right word to use in this situation. 7 games left in this season. I don't know how bad the breakup was for that to happen, or if that was always the case. Maybe they wanted to give Coach Crawford an opportunity to prove if he would be a good candidate for the next job. Yeah. She released a statement saying that the university, which I thought was interesting that she had that in her statement, still had her support. The team has her support. The coaching staff has their support. Had a great message about how this was the most difficult thing she's had to deal with in her life. And I imagine it would be with how much she has poured her heart and soul through this team. Had a child last season with this team. Those were like the babysitters for her new baby she talked about when she announced it. So it's very emotional, and a lot of ties were to her and the university. But the trends just, I guess, weren't going in the right direction. In 12 and a half seasons, as you mentioned, 191 wins, 168 losses. That's the second best winning percentage, but it's the most wins by any coach in VCU history. And kind of to give her some more flowers, just 2 seasons ago, she tied a wins record with 26 wins. They finished second in the A-10, only behind Richmond. And that was just 2 seasons ago. They set the program record, or rather tied the program record for most wins in a season with 26. And then in 2019, they won the regular season title just before COVID. So that was another year they had a lot of success.
An NCAA tournament bid as well.
And then in 2021, they made it to the NCAA tournament. But they were 13th seed, which just kind of gives you an idea that they kind of came out of nowhere, had a big tournament run. But to win a conference championship is a big deal. That banner's going to be hanging in the Siegel Center for a long time. She's a large part of that reason. Hate to see her go. Very interesting to think about who's going to come next. It makes you wonder if the success of the Spiders right down the road has anything to do with maybe added pressure for VCU to want to have a successful women's program. Or maybe they saw Sunday as an opportunity of, hey, if we put a winning product out there, more people will show up. I don't know the logistics of it all, but it makes you wonder if maybe the success of Richmond down the road played any part in terms of putting pressure on a program to maybe over-exceed.
Yeah, that could be the case. I mean, it's not like, Richmond is, as far as, we don't know how like all the NIL money and stuff like that works, but like you were talking about with Asare being hurt, if Maggie Dugan were to get hurt at Richmond, like obviously they have players like Rachel Olstrom and Allie Sweeney that could make up for it, but it just, that team would look different.
You build a team around a first-team all-conference player.
It would. And
that's
that's not discrediting them, but it's just to say that when your star player gets hurt, that has some big effects on your team. So not saying it's not Beth O'Boyle's fault, not saying it's anybody's fault, but just the fact that, again, the timing, it's a little weird. You would have thought maybe at least she could play out the season. But
if there's one thing that we have learned in Richmond, it's that Ed McLaughlin knows how to hire him, right? Yeah. Did a great job, has done a great job with hiring basketball coaches that have found a lot of success here and then got promoted to much better jobs elsewhere. Has hired a lot of really good baseball coaches over the years. It'll be interesting to see how he does with the women's basketball hiring. She's been here for a while. This was her 13th season. She's been in Richmond for a long time around this program, and so it's going to be a hard reset. Maybe this is an opportunity for him to get a jump on to maybe talk to some candidates early. We don't know how these things. There's a reason that we talk about it and don't make the decisions, right?
Right.
So excited to see what the future holds for VCU. Excited to see who wins our little betting contest. That'll be fun.
We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, Super Bowl 60 coming up. More excited for Bad Bunny or Green Day?
Ooh. Am I going to be able to understand any of the words that Bad Bunny is
saying? You know some of them. We're big Bad Bunny fans in my household.
If he plays, now, I know like maybe 1 or 2 songs from both artists. If Bad Bunny brings out, because Cardi B's man, Stephon Diggs, is on the Patriots, so she should already be at the Super Bowl anyway, so if she wanted to perform, I like it with Bad Bunny, that'd be great.
I don't know. I didn't even think about bringing people out. I'm excited for Green Day, though. I'm a big Green Day fan. So apparently they're opening. It's like an opening act before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's televised or not, but I'm looking forward to it because I love Green Day.
It'll be good.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to another edition of The Nightcap. We'll see you next week for another episode, and I guess we'll announce the winner of our I guess you'll probably know, but you probably won't know. But we'll announce it anyway. Good night, guys. We'll see you next week.